Hello, hello, hello. 1 second, guys. I just gotta get things set up. Another another spontaneous stream happening, but again, I have a bit of free time right now, and the day is like really, really bright. Like sun's up, so energy's high. Figured I'd just get some stuff in before the evening begins. So yeah, we're just gonna jump right in and get the ball rolling. Just make sure I got chat and stuff open. Uh Still don't know why we're getting drop frames again, which is weird because I'm not running anything. But in any case, we'll keep the ball rolling, and we'll see how long I go for today. But I definitely am going to go back to my regular time starting next month, which will be literally well, my time exactly will be tomorrow. But yeah, we're gonna be going back to the regular like evening time. Right now, I'm just like I said, this is like a spontaneous kind of feeling the excitement, feeling the hype. Let me just actually do this. I don't know what is actually causing slowdown. I mean, of course, today is Saturday here, and people are probably home doing all sorts of stuff online, so can't really be too surprised by the lower quality in frames, or rather the internet. Yeah, I'm definitely seeing it. Hopefully things do die down though, because everything was working perfectly fine prior to the stream. So okay, not bad. We'll see how things pan out. Hopefully it does get better though. Unless something suddenly changed in my settings? I don't think so. Okay, I think one's up north. Yeah, I think it's likely due to the fact that, yeah, I think people are just eating up the bandwidth right now. People are probably working and watching Netflix at the same time as I'm doing this. Let's see. Is there anything I can probably do to make sure that we're kind of stable? Let's see, maybe I can lower this to 5K for now, since I know that people are home, so I don't think we're gonna see any real improvements there. Close this. Anything else that we have open that we don't want to have open? Okay, BattleNet we close. Hold on a second. Dude, even Task Manager taking forever. What's going on? What is causing the problem here? Game overlay. I don't know what that is. Edge. I don't think it's Edge though. It's really just the internet being the internet and all the bandwidth being used up. But like I said, hopefully things will be fine. Alright. Hopefully things will settle out in a bit. Or maybe if I reopen the game, that could also work. Okay, let me try reopening. Let me try and close and open the game. See what happens. See if that actually helps. Sometimes just resetting the game could actually be helpful. Hopefully everyone's doing good. Again, this time is not my usual time. It's just, once again, one of those spontaneous moments. Yeah, it's still somehow giving me red bars. But again, hopefully that will settle. I'm hearing people downstairs, like as I'm talking, I'm hearing people actually downstairs walking around. So I know for a fact that people are here and are most likely Netflixing. All right. Anyway, doesn't matter. If it persists for far too long, then I could always just end early, and then like I said, I'll come back. I can come back at my usual time during the week. Because March, I'm going to definitely be playing more LE, so I want to get myself prepped for that. I think we still have... I want to make sure I have the stream mode activated. I should have stream mode activated. Let's see. Should... Yeah, we are fine. Full screen. Let's see, borderless. If that actually changes anything. I don't think it will though, but we'll see. We'll see if that borderless actually does change the situation a bit. Because we're just going up and down. Like I'm just looking at the frames. This is like going green, yellow, green, yellow, green, yellow every single second. It's not like stable. So I know that there's definitely something happening. Didn't I just beat this? Holy moly. Oh my gosh. Nice. Okay, not bad. 16 attunements, actually pretty high. That's a pretty high... What helmet do we have? Tundra. So Calamity I already have. Okay. Okay, use this point. What do we want? Oh yeah, I should probably put something in here. What should I put in here? Maybe you get, what do we get? Cold damage? Attunement, maybe? So I can't put that one in there. It has to be unique, right? What does it have to be? Oh, jewelry. That's right, jewelry. My bad. I guess for now, whatever it gives, like physical cold, that should be nice. We'll get a better one obviously later on. I need to actually spec into my points here. Beacons in your echo web have a chance to be replaced by super beacons. Ooh, super beacon sounds nice. But I will definitely do more tomes. Getting more tomes is what we really want. Yeah, it seems like we're just kind of... wonder if I... Ooh, okay, 1 LP, that's not bad. Wonder if I can actually... Man, it's just gonna go up and down, isn't it? Doesn't seem to change at all. But if anyone's in chat, just keep me updated and let me know if anything does change. Okay, so this is attunement. Don't think this is gonna really do much for my build currently. This I'll put away. This is 1 LP, that can be put away. I probably should make... Yo, my brother PPG, what's up, dude? Haven't seen you in a minute. I'm guessing you've been busy? Okay, so we don't need that right now. Maybe we can put this away. I haven't seen PPG in a hot minute, dude. Last time I saw you was that, whatchamacallit, the, CZN stream. That was a long time ago. $1,024? Dude, what is going on? Yeah, and time zone. Yeah, that is true. I mean, this is like a spontaneous stream, by the way. Like this isn't like my real time that I normally would stream. So that's probably like one reason why too. Because I normally would be waiting until around like the evening time to stream. But today was like the sun's out today. The sun's glistening in my face. So I'm like, you know what? Let me just stream while I have the sun up in my face. And then tonight I can just chill, and then come back fresh for the month of March, because March is going to be really, really good. Okay, this is the damage over time. Okay, this spear is pretty good though. Spear is kind of nice. But hopefully you've been good though, man. Hopefully, you know, your health has gotten better. I know last time again we spoke about your wrist and stuff, so hopefully that's improved in some way. But hopefully overall you're good. I mean, we are lagging like crazy, dude. Only one can hope. Yeah, man, I do hope that your wrist and everything gets better. I know it can be annoying to have like a minor injury. Any type of injury is annoying, you know? But other than that, I'm good. I'm good myself. I've just been really, really just taking some time to really get my mind back in order. Not that my mind has been bad. Like I've been good. Just like I've been doing a lot more praying. You know, just really, really deep into the word nowadays, and trying to just really maintain good, solid, you know, really stable spirit and mind, everything. So yeah, I'm pretty good, dude. Still dropping frames like crazy. We're not even using much of the CPU. We're only using like 6%. So this really has a lot to do with OBS being annoying. OBS is just being really stupido. Yeah, so that's fine. Oh, we got some tomes over here. Gotta get that tome, boy. I don't think about it, you know? No reason to. That's good. I mean, that's the right mindset, you know what I mean? Just as long as you're able to get through and do what you gotta do, no need for you to really overthink things. It's only gonna cause more annoyance. I totally feel you on that. Sometimes it's just best to just keep the ball rolling, you know? Everything else will fall into place as it should. In due time. It seems like things have now stabilized. Looking at the bar now, things have seemed to calm down in terms of the stability, so that's a good thing. Have I tried the new Marathon Server Slam? No, I have not, and I probably don't plan on doing so, unfortunately. I just have quite a lot on my plate, so I've watched other streamers play it. Like I watched Astacross play it and a couple others, and it looks interesting. Seems like the overall consensus so far has been pretty mixed. Some people really love it, some people don't like it at all. So it's kind of hard to see how things go with the game. But hey, you know what? You never know, right? You never know what'll happen. Always something can happen pertaining to that stuff. So, just hoping that things get better. Oh, this is definitely way better. 7%? Look at that. 4207 versus 41. Oh yeah, this is a huge boost. Oh yeah, let's go. Have you tried it? And what are your thoughts, by the way? Okay, I should put these sets. Let's put this away for the time being until I can decide what I want to do with them. And some of these things I can probably just throw away. So this is Hail of Arrows. Dive Bomb. Okay, that's actually a good one for my Synchronized Strike. That's from other build. Okay, everything else we could probably just keep for now. Should throw this one away. This we can probably throw away too. So everything here we can just throw away.
Yes.
Okay.
Take care.
There's just so many games that are coming out all within the same time frame, and it's so difficult to want to play everything and still have time to make content and all that other stuff. So I've come to realize that I have to really limit what I play because it can just get really distracting over time if I spend too much of my energy like split across too many games. Like I've been trying new demos and stuff to see what, we'll see what's coming up. And I found a couple interesting ones, but yeah, as far as like the marathons and like that stuff, yeah, I probably won't be dabbling with that. Because it's mostly just PvP, right? It's all PvP. There's no like real PvE centered content in the game. Necrotic. It's not bad, but not great. I won't buy. Yeah, I feel you. That's definitely the majority. I wouldn't say majority, but that's definitely been what I've heard, where it's just like the opinion is just, yeah, it's not bad, but I don't think I'm gonna buy it, which is unfortunate because this is not really a good sign for Bungie. If the sentiment right now before the game fully releases is this, then I'm not too sure what they plan on doing afterward, because they only have so much time left. They only have so much time left before they can make a decision. Well, rather until the game releases fully. So that's kind of scary, actually, when I think about it, because so much of their 43. Okay, that's good. Yeah, so much of their success kind of relies on what's about to happen. You know what I mean? That's the scary part, is the fact that there's so much that can go wrong, and they need to be mindful about that. Because otherwise, if they're not careful, that can be really dangerous. Really, really dangerous. And we're already seeing a lot of opinions going back and forth. Could we go strength? I'm trying to think of what I want here, because I want to definitely have minion damage. So attunement is obviously good. Melee area instant cast. So spell, cold, and this is technically cold as well. I could go cold damage just to play it safe. Have cold damage? Strength. Okay, so I can't do cold, or maybe I just don't have it. Releasing in the same time of Biohazard is crazy. That also as well. Releasing that in this time period is, yeah, it's a bit crazy. Bit crazy. Just because you're competing with a relatively popular game, and that game has a lot going for it. And even if, let's say, RE9 doesn't really find its success, I don't think Marathon's gonna have the same degree of success. You know what I mean? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. It is definitely tough. Okay, so I could, oh my gosh. I gotta think carefully about this decision here, because I want to make sure that I'm actually getting the right resources. So I could go for minion damage, just because my minions are really the main focal point here, so I should definitely focus on them. But melee attack speed is really, really good. You know what? Let's just go for minion damage. You can't go wrong with it. Okay, what I could do is I can maybe do minion damage. Hold on a second. I can minion this. I can try and put a T4 on this. Try and go for a sealed affix. Ugh. All right, never mind. Didn't work. All right, well, I mean, that's not a loss, a big loss. And I've got no more of them anyway, so that would have been so nice if I was able to actually seal the affix and then go for another roll. But it's fine. I think we're still okay. 43, 12k, so that's not too bad. We're all right. Could have been better, but you know what? I'm not going to complain all that much. It's still a DPS boost. But yeah, March is going to be a pretty insane month again. And so we have all the ARPGs that are dropping. Like we have PoE 2, sorry, PoE 1. We have Last Epoch. We have, I think Diablo 4 is getting there next season. So there's a lot of games that are coming out around the same time. And so, yeah, releasing Marathon in this time frame is going to be a challenge. I mean, I don't hope for their failure, but in general, extraction shooters are just not for me. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you on that. I never would want any company to suffer the fate of their game not finding the desired success, because it's always unfortunate to see companies with such high pedigree, you know, I don't want to say fail, but let's say they just don't meet the expectations of their fan base, and that can be quite disheartening. Like we've seen the likes of High Guard, right? High Guard is just gone. You know, game just came out and then boom, it's just layoffs already happening and whatnot. So it is unfortunate that we're seeing things like this. Yeah, Crimson Desert. Yeah, Crimson Desert's another banger coming out in March. So there's just a lot of great games that are launching, and you having to compete with those other games, knowing that these are like really highly anticipated games. It's kind of tough. And like you said, you know, the extraction shooter market is, you kind of have to, what the? Oh wow, I got crit? Dude, I literally just, that's insane. I literally just stood there and I got destroyed. Okay, I'll reset then. Wow, I don't even know what actually just destroyed my health there. It's fine, we'll just reset this. We won't get any XP for this, or additional XP, but it's fine. Yeah, I think the market for extraction shooters just isn't as lucrative as it once was. You know, back when Escape from Tarkov first came out, I think that would have been, you know, the perfect time to launch an extraction shooter, because the market for it was really hot. But now it's the market for that genre has really been, in my opinion, it hasn't been the greatest. Like there have been so many other games that have come before Marathon that have tried to, dare I say it, extract, you know, fans from their other respective games, but it hasn't worked out, right? It hasn't worked out for a lot of other extraction shooters. Arc Raiders is maybe the only exception, but I think that even that game, the player base is starting to kind of diminish in a way. Oh yeah, Neo 3, of course. Yeah, Neo 3, that's another banger. So there's just a lot of other games that people would rather put their attention toward than another extraction shooter. And also, one thing I've heard that people have been really complaining about the most has been the game and how confusing it is. Like the UI and everything is confusing. Like people were saying how Marathon, like it was just tough to get into the game because they didn't know what to do. Yeah, Arc Raiders is doing well. Like there's nothing being taken away from Arc Raiders. It's just that again, the overall market for extraction shooters has been diminishing. So Arc Raiders definitely has found its footing, which is a positive thing. But only time will tell. But for me personally, I just don't think that extraction shooters are just like the whole competitive genre as a whole. Like the only real competitive game I do play, and it's really just super casual because I sometimes get that itch to want to dive in, and that's Overwatch. That's it. It's like the only game that I would say is like a competitive game I can dabble with. But extraction shooters or BRs, all that other stuff, I've kind of let go of those games. Like I used to grind the heck out of Apex Legends, and then like I think I have over 1,200 hours in that game or more. Like that's how much I've played Apex. I really enjoyed it, but after a while, it's just BRs are just not really my cup of tea anymore. There's just so many other better quality games that are either out right now or are coming out, and they're not competitive games. They're just games that you play and you enjoy. Like they just announced flipping Pokemon Wind and Wave. I was like, what the heck? That definitely was a surprise to me, but I'm welcoming it. I'm welcoming it. The UI is not that bad in my opinion. Again, it is not bad, but not great. Yeah, I don't think people were up in arms so much about like the UI being bad per se. I think it was more the overall layout and how like the layout was confusing. Directly cast a oh, okay. So that's for mage or rune mage, whatever. Let's see what we can upgrade here. Oh, this is totally fine. That's the way it should be. Yeah, there you go. But I'm hearing like really positive things about the voice acting and the overall action of the game and the pacing of Marathon. People did enjoy it from what I've heard. Like the gunplay feels very Destiny-like, which I guess is a good thing. And the lore I'm hearing is pretty decent. So there's still potential for the game to find its footing. It's just that, you know, opening sales or opening week sales, that's really where most of the traction comes from. So yeah, only time will tell as to what will happen. I feel like Pokemon can do better in terms of quality of the games. Oh, yeah, I would agree. 100% agree. I think recently Pokemon has not really had the most, let's say, Pokemon hasn't been the most consistent recently with regards to their visuals and the overall quality. I think Pokemon is one of those games where it's either extremely good in the sense that like every part of the game functions as intended, but I'd say for the most part Pokemon games have not really been that good. But we'll see, man. I think the new one looks pretty good. Looks decent. No! Damn it, dude. I got caught in the corner. I got caught in the corner. I got cooked. I knew he was gonna do it too. That's fine. We have more than enough to get him. Like when I saw the Pokemon Wind and Wave trailer last night, it looked really good. Like it seems like they polished up the visuals and everything. It seems like they did a lot of recording on the Switch 2 version or something, because it looks better. Damn it, dude. Okay, I can't be in that corner then. And I can't jump over it. That's crazy. I can't actually jump over it? I know in the story I jumped over that thing. Okay, so I just gotta not get caught up in his laser beams. There we go. Just watch this pattern and not get caught up in it. Holy. Alright, there you go. I just want Bungie to do well, man. I'll just keep it 100. I just want Bungie to actually do well again. It just makes me sad to see such a beloved company just dwindle, you know, just wither away slowly. Like, that's the saddest part to me, man. No, dude. Where's he going? Where's he going? Okay. Uh-oh. Scared me. Oh! Oh my gosh. Alright. Let's go. Dude, I had to make sure I just did not get hit there. Freeze rate multiplier is actually pretty good for this since I do run freeze, so this can be a good blessing on this particular section. The lightning res is not... Actually, it's not bad, but I'll take the freeze rate multiplier. Alright, so that's good. And now we're out of here. What do you drop here? Ooh, Coral Aegis. Same, but they are the only ones to blame for that. That is true. That is very, very true. We can't really blame anybody else. Well, they can't blame anyone else but themselves. Like that really is the truth. And you are so right about that. You are so right about that, dude. Because they're the ones who made all those decisions, and those decisions ultimately is what costed them. So you can only really look at yourself in the mirror, you know, and ask yourself what went wrong. And for them, or for Bungie at least, a lot went wrong. A lot went wrong for them. Okay, so now we can do another map. So this is good. We're done here. Now we can go to this part. Yeah, we can go here now. I don't know if we'll have enough. Will we have enough power for this? It could be under leveled, but we'll see. So let's do some glyphies. Let's see how much we can do in level 85 maps. Max speed. Okay, let's challenge this guy. I'll grab that. Fast speed, nothing here. Okay. Okay, if we can get through this map, I think we'll be okay to continue. Because we're at level 73, but this can still help us. I think we'll be able to get through. So long as we don't get one shot by anything. Yeah, much of Marathon's underwhelming performance, I think, just comes from the marketing. Like, when you come out with really poor marketing, it can really affect the whole entire franchise. And I think that's what was the real nail that started it all. Because had they just not plagiarized and had they not, you know, done any... Wow, 231? Like, had they not created a problem for themselves in terms of the marketing side and their promoting side, I think Marathon actually wouldn't have been that bad. But when you just layer on top of poor marketing and then the plagiarism and then all sorts of other plaguing issues with the game, it's unfortunate. Unfortunate. Alright, we're out of here. Ooh, 1 LP, okay. 30% chance for wolves to retaliate with lightning strike. Okay, so I already have this, but now I have it with 1 LP. So this is actually pretty good. Now this is lightning. So if I ever want to do this build again with lightning, I can have that right there and ready to go. Okay, this is getting filled up quite a bit now. Might have to make another section. So U4. U4. Add priority. So this is going to be rarity, legendaries. We'll put all types in here. Or it doesn't really matter, because if it's all legendary, it'll go there. As long as it's a rarity, we'll be fine. Alright. At least that's what I think what I did for this one, right? Oh, this is unique, my bad. This is unique. There you go. There you go. Okay, so my legendaries are fine, I think. Yeah, we're good on legendary. I had to just make an extra stash tab for that, because we're starting to fill up a little bit. Might have to start erasing... Oops. Might have to start erasing some extra or duplicates that I have. But then again, we're getting close to the new season, so I'm not going to spend too much time overthinking my stash tabs, because I'll probably have to make another one anyway come new season, so won't be anything crazy. But are there any games that you're really excited for outside of what you played with Marathon and stuff? And of course you mentioned, I know you mentioned Neo, but anything else that you're looking forward to in the coming months? Yo, what's up? Cake. Good to see you. I heard Marathon. What's going on, brother? How are you finding the game? So I'm talking to PPG. Well, we were talking about Marathon. I don't know how long you've been here for, but yeah. What are your thoughts on Marathon so far? Are you finding it enjoyable? Are you in the mixed category? Talk to me. Well, I'm very curious to see what the you know, the opinions of others are, of course. Okay, this is Spriggan. Don't need that. This is an axe for melee damage. That's one-handed though. Alright, let's get out of here. I'm doing double hand. I need to clean up my library. I really want to play Persona 3 Portable. Portable? Wow, that's a... So we're not even talking about recent games. This is like old school. Oh. This is interesting. Essence Weaver. Gain a stack of elemental essence when you directly use a melee attack and hit at least one enemy. At 9 stacks of elemental essence, consume all stacks of randomly cast Smite, Frostclaw, or Stormbolt at a nearby enemy per essence consumed. Stats on this item are tripled for casts which consume elemental essence. Damn, that's a lot. 4501. So that's how the completely low. Okay, I see. Interesting. So in game we're seeing lag, but on stream it doesn't seem to be the case now. Weird. Okay, so I guess we can put this Essence Weaver somewhere. Okay, perfect. Luckily I actually made another slot for this. And then these swords and belt I'm still having to work toward. At first I wasn't sure about it, but after a sleep and time to think, I came back to it and I'm really enjoying it. Okay, so we have again, see, this is what I'm talking about. It's like a mixed bag, right? So after some thought and consideration, Cake also Cake also thought that the game was pretty good and you're enjoying it. I'll play Reload. Yeah, Reload's going to be pretty sick. And then Code Vein 2. I've been hearing some mixed perceptions on Code Vein 2, but again, that's their opinions and not yours. So hopefully you find Code Vein 2 to be enjoyable. I'm glad you're enjoying Marathon though, Cake. Are there any things in the game that, like, currently right now you're not too fond of, or is everything about it, you know, right where you want it to be? Oh, you actually bought Marathon. Okay, well, there you go. There you go. You actually bought it. Okay. Okay, so I already have this. Enough. I think that tells me more than what I need to know. Because if it wasn't a good experience, then I don't think you would have bought it. So if you enjoy it, then every more reason to want to buy it. And right now it's relatively cheap, right? It's like, what, 30 bucks for a Marathon? So I don't think it's like super expensive. PPG said it's not too late to refund. That's crazy. But he's just joking though. Okay, 1 LP. Oh my gosh. Almost got deleted again. Dude, this lag is definitely interfering with my reaction time a little bit. The figure that you get from the collector's edition is crazy cool. I actually haven't seen the collector's edition of Marathon. Again, I haven't really been keeping up with the game, so I'm not really too sure what's happening. But I'm sure that Cake will inform me. The game is a bit crunchy at first, but it actually fixes a lot of the issues I have with Arc Raiders. And it's 40 bucks. Okay, that's not that bad. I mean, 40 bucks is... When you compare the typical market price, that's around like 80 plus dollars for like one game. 40 bucks is like pennies nowadays. But it is good to hear though that at least the game has solved those issues that you seem to have with Arc Raiders, because I was saying earlier too, like Arc Raiders has found its footing in a way, you know, and it's good to see that it's found its footing. But we have now we have Marathon that's coming out, and it has to find a firm foundation to stand on, because with such a not stagnant but such a volatile market for extraction shooters, it's gonna be you know, a good climb up the mountain for Marathon to sustain. But you know, as me and PPG were just saying, like I hope that Marathon does find its footing and has some success, because the worst thing that I would want is for Bungie to suffer again, because they haven't had the best of luck recently. So it would be nice if they were to finally take you know, it would be nice for them to finally find some degree of success, because that would certainly be really, really good for them. Okay.
Yes. Take care.
Let me buy more of these. What's this? Okay, this is Sentinel Relic. Don't need that. $170 with no game code is criminal? Wait. What game is that? 170 with no game code? Oh, you're talking about like the Nintendo games, you mean? Is that what it is? 'Cause 170 is pretty insane. 170 is quite outrageous. And like you said, quite criminal. That's 170 can buy you like 3 or 4 games, maybe even more. Like if you're just a fan of indie games, 170 can buy you like a whole catalog of games to play. Oh my god. Almost got struck down. Oh, the collector's edition is 170? Sheesh, that's crazy. Oh no, we're lagging again. That is pretty outrageous though. 170 with no game code, just to collect all the extra goodies and knickknacks. That's wild. 170 is a pretty steep number, dude. It's a like you'd have to be like super into Marathon to really invest in that, or you're a content creator and they just give it to you as a gift or something. But if you're just a regular everyday Joe, that 170 price tag is crazy. Man, this lag is just annoying. Like, it actually sucks to flip and stream on the weekend at times, just because I know people are here and they're just sucking up the internet with all their Netflixing. I'm no mathematic genius, but it is a $50 game. Or it is $50 a game. So it's $230 with the game. Yeah, that's crazy. Like $230. And that's just that's in American funds, right? That's in oh no, we're just flipping, bouncing back and forth now. Yeah, that's in American money too. So imagine for other continents or regions in the world where that exchange rate's going to be even heavier. Arc Raiders has instant mass appeal, but after a while you realize that it's just a social sandbox, and the combat / looting has no real endgame depth. It's still good, but after 450 hours, the game feels really thin. That's a interesting analysis, because I'll take it from you because you've played and dabbled with Arc Raiders a substantial amount. So what you're saying right now seems to be the case where the game delivered on some fronts, but it definitely did not hit the mark for you after a long time. Do you think that can still happen with regards to Marathon? Do you think Marathon will end up not suffering, but do you think at some point in time of the game's lifespan, do you think that's going to also kind of hit Marathon, or do you think Marathon's going to find its footing? Dude, what? Why do you have to be Netflixing on the weekend? Overcharging $10 only for the game is crazy. Yeah, I mean, it is marketing too. Like they're trying to really grab the market as much as they can, but given that the game isn't fully out yet, and right now again the consensus has been pretty mixed, charging that much for the collector's edition, like I said, you'd have to be extremely devoted to the game. You'd have to be pretty devoted to invest that much money into it. So yeah, I don't know, dude. I don't know. But I'm not one to discredit. I'm not one to put down, especially Bungie, because like I said, they're a beloved brand. I grew up with Bungie. I really do enjoy, or rather did enjoy, and still miss to some extent, Destiny. So it's like, it is just, I really would like for them to find their footing again, and hopefully this is the time for them to get like the resurgence that they need. Because if they can at least get something going, then I feel like that's gonna really give them some momentum, at least in terms of like word of mouth and all the other things. Oh, this guy almost killed me. Marathon is much harder to get into, but it has the potential to have much more depth. I'm hopeful for its future. And that's the right mindset to have. If you really do appreciate the game and you see value in it, that's what matters the most. As the player, there has to be some degree of value. Monetary, not just monetary. Oh my gosh. But yeah, there has to be some value in what you buy, because so much of you as the player is all predicated on the money you spent. Like everything is hugely focused on the money that you spend into a game, and that investment financially can be a good investment or a bad one depending on what's happening. So I want the Marathon brand to at least find success over time, because like Cake said, it is a complicated game, at least from what I've seen, and typically games like that aren't gonna always find like the Like games of that difficulty, as far as, you know, the ease of use, so to speak, I feel like that's not going to find footing until much later. You know what I mean? I think that as time passes, people will likely start to appreciate Marathon more once they understand the game. But from the beginner standpoint, I can definitely see why people would be against playing it. Just because the ordinary gamer, right? Let's just put things into perspective. The ordinary gamer, they want something that's pretty straightforward, easy, you know, easy to pick up and play, something to jump into during their free time. So if you have a game that comes out that's relatively more extensive, like Marathon, that can potentially drive away those players, because their initial I guess thought of the game was that, oh, okay, this is a game I can just play and just jump into. But it seems like Marathon is a game that will really need more of your time, which again goes right back to my point in, you know, hopefully over time Marathon will find its footing more, because as more people start to wake up and realize, oh, okay, this is how you play the game, oh, okay, this is what you do with this, and okay, this is what the UI does here. I think with that, oh my goodness, with that can probably shift the narrative a little bit. You can buy the collector without the game and then buy it on Steam for 10 bucks cheaper. And you know what? That's probably what people are doing. I'm sure there are some people out there who have seen that and realized that they can probably save some money. So I would not be surprised if that was something that people did. Like, these bees are hitting so hard. What the heck? And it doesn't help that I'm lagging. It has taken me around 20 hours of playtime to get a decent grasp of the gameplay loop. Yeah, and here's the thing too, right? So this is just my personal opinion, right? I personally feel like when a game comes out and it's deemed to be quote unquote difficult, a lot of the player sentiment is often going to be negative. That's from like my own personal experience working in the industry, is that typically when a game comes off as hard for players, their immediate I guess knee-jerk response is, oh, game is bad, the game sucks, whatever, you know, it's too hard, whatever, you know. But that's really a player issue. But that in itself can be that in itself can be the problem too, because unfortunately most players, they want the easy investment. They want to jump in, they want to play, they don't want to think about anything. So it's very divided in that sense, right? And so I can understand both parties, but at the very same time, it's like, well, listen, this is a game that isn't going to be meant for those who want that easy experience. So it's kind of like, it's like a niche within a niche, if that makes any sense, because extraction shooters are already a niche market, and then you already have a game that's now relatively more difficult to jump into. It's kind of like Tarkov, right? Tarkov is a really perfect example, and it kind of shares the same similarities as Marathon in that respect, where the entry, of course, is straightforward. You get in, you shoot things, whatever, but to actually understand the game, you need to spend a lot of time, because over time the game gets better as you understand it. And so that's why Tarkov really is kind of at its, it's really at its highest in terms of overall fan base, and its community is very loyal, very strong. The foundation's there, and that's because people just took the time to actually understand the game. So I think that same sentiment can be said for Marathon, where in the beginning we might not see as much traction, and that's just because it's kind of like a screening process. So when you have players who are not particularly fond of the difficulty, they're probably going to leave. They're going to go back to their easier games, and they're going to just play with those. But those who really want that that really high level of depth, they'll stick around. And I think that's the audience that perhaps Bungie wants to focus on anyway, are the hardcore devoted ones. Because in marketing, and I'll answer your question, PPG, as to what the point is, but in marketing, the 80-20 rule applies. So, 80% of your profits will come from 20% of your consumer base. So if Bungie can at least nail 20% of that market share, they can still make revenue and still make Marathon successful. Will it be to the likes of Destiny's success? Maybe not. But if they can sustain a healthy cadence in terms of their release for content and making sure the game feels robust, and I don't want to say innovative, but at least they can create new elements to the extraction genre with regards to the whole lore, because Marathon has narrative in there compared to other extraction shooters where they don't typically have lore. So that's where they can kind of grab people, they can get people to come into the game with respects to its lore, and then keep that player base satisfied. But that's the challenge. So that's the challenge. But yeah, going back to the what's the point, I don't know. People are, dude. People are always gonna complain about one thing or the next thing with regards to pricing, and I don't know. At the end of the day, again, it really just comes down to whether or not you like the game, and if you want to spend it, go for it. If not, then I don't really see any reason for, like, if you're not going to buy the game, that's totally understandable. There's no need to go too crazy. But yeah, with regards to Marathon being priced the way it is, I don't know. That's Bungie's prerogative. They obviously have something in their mind as to their success. But this goes back to my point though, because maybe they've marketed that way because they want their product to be catered towards like the hardcore niche audience who are more than willing to dish out that 100+ for the game. Because again, if you're a fan of extraction shooters, then I think it won't be that big of an investment. And also, if you're a fan of Bungie too, I don't think it would be like that crazy of a reach. But if you're just a casual coming in, then yeah, I can see that being a little bit of a bit of an ask, so that can be quite daunting for players. Let's see. Okay, so companion damage for sure. We want that. We want these guys to be doing some damage. But here's my final take on Marathon. I don't want to sound like I'm on like a rant about the game. But my final thought about Marathon is I hope the game finds its footing, and I feel like that footing will take time. But if they can maintain it and maintain their audience, I think it'll be okay. I just want to see the game do well. I want to see Bungie do well. And that's it, pretty much. As long as it doesn't go the route of High Guard or Concord, then we're fine. Alright, let's see. Okay, some more tomes. Gotta get these tomes up. I'm just in the boat now where I just want to see games do well. Period. I just want to see games successful. Like, I want them to succeed. I want companies to succeed. We've seen far too many companies in the past, I don't know, like few months, like in a very short time span, we've seen massive layoffs. We've seen studios close. So I just, at this rate, I just want to see companies stay afloat and actually make good games. That's really what I want. I want to just play good games, and I don't want to see people lose their jobs, especially in this type of volatile environment. I just want people to find success, man, because it's never easy. All I want is the best for everybody. Possible. Okay, that's done. Grab this chest real quick though. I'd like to get to Aberoth with this build before Season 4, just so I can actually... Ooh. Not a bad amulet at all. Take this one out. Minion damage. This is a minion damage ring too. Let's see this. Let's see. Minion damage. This is 30%. Wow. So how much do we lose here? So this goes from 12,000 to 11,000. Because we actually lose value here. What the heck? Oh, okay. So we actually lose value on this ring. What about this side? No, we lose value there too. Okay, well. Guess that's fine. What about this top one then? Okay, so we lose a lot of value for that. Okay, so then we just get rid of them. All right. So this is still relatively fine.
Yes.
Sell this. So this sword can be good. I might save this sword though. That can be an interesting one. Can save that for my other rogue build that I'm working on. And these guys, I still gotta wait till 80 because this potential belt could be a lifesaver. But we'll have to see because we're only level 74 right now. Alright, so where do we go from here? Guess we can continue to expand outward. Let's go here then. Get some glyphs. We'll do a couple more maps. Like I said, I won't go too long today. I know my streams have not been the longest recently, but that's just because I've been taking so much time to myself to really just refresh, you know? I think it's really important that, like, we live in, I don't know, I don't want to rag on people for how they do things. That's not who I am. This is just my own personal way of doing things, but I think it's really important to take healthy breaks away from, like, streaming at times and just connect with yourself more. We're seeing far too much burnout, at least from what I've seen. Like, I'm seeing far too many people getting burned out from just excessively long hours on a stream. Oh no. Dude, he crit me for 424? There has no way, man. Oh, let's just do it anyway. That was so lame. We are 10 levels below though, or 11 levels under. So it does make sense if I do get clocked a couple times. But yeah, I do prefer to take healthy breaks away because it gives me time to be, well, it gives me time to spend with myself, most importantly, but I think the most important thing is it gives me the creative space. Because for me, like, YouTube was my main go-to. If I was to be really honest, YouTube is really where I focus a lot of my energy. Because on a creative level, I want to make sure that I have content going out that's meaningful and there's quality behind it. Whereas streaming to me is more of like, it's a nice supplement to connect with everybody. But in order to do that, you know, I got to make sure I get rest, and taking time away to be with myself is a really good thing, because then I can come back with a fresh perspective on things. I think that's like the big thing for me, is like coming back into it with a fresh mind. Because there's more to talk about, there's greater discussion. But if I'm always constantly on, like on the stream every single day or whatever, at some point it's gonna affect me mentally. But then again, everyone's different. Everyone has their own gas tank, so to speak. But for me, I gotta make sure my gas tank is filled. I can't work off of like half gas. I gotta make sure my gas tank is filled. So apologies for not being like super long recently. But then again, the month of February has been really slow as far as content. I spent a lot of January just grinding Torchlight and getting content up for that game. And February has been pretty slow because there really isn't anything content-wise for me as far as the games that I like playing. Last Epoch, I'm playing this now because of the sheer enjoyment of the game. I just love Last Epoch, but I know that the next season is coming up very soon, so I figured this would be the time to get myself back into the swing of it. So that's why I'm saying look forward to me going back to my usual time frame of streaming, starting next month, because that's really where I'm gonna put the pedal to the metal and just keep on streaming Last Epoch, and if anything else grabs my attention along the way, I'll play it too. But for the most part, I'll be definitely invested in Last Epoch. This game is just so fun to play. Like, it's just, from start to finish, it's always such a blast to play. Okay, I can never really get bored of this game. And for me personally, I just, this is just my own personal take too. This is from my own experience. Whenever there's nothing to really do as far as content, I don't like to stream. Just because I don't want to turn the stream on just for the sake of having it on. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to just do something for the sake of doing it. I want there to be meaning behind my streams. Kind of like with my videos. Like if I don't have the right idea or things just don't click, I don't want to just go out of my way and just put a video out because, oh, well, I gotta get a video out, so I'll just do something random. I don't really care for that randomness. Like I want there to be meaning behind the things that I do. So if I don't feel like there's anything worth streaming, then I won't stream. I just don't feel like it. I don't think it's right for me to just turn the stream on and then not be at the level of excitement that I normally would, because it's just gonna permeate into the stream, and I don't want that. Like I don't want to give you a half-ass stream. I want to give you the full new experience. So if there's meaning and purpose behind the stream, I'll stream. But if there's no real reason for me to turn the stream on, and I just feel like it's not right for me to turn the stream on and just do something random, just to quote-unquote kill time. Like I can do better things with my time. But again, look forward to more last Epoch stuff, and then there's going to be a lot more ARPG stuff coming out in the near future too. So there's going to be a ton of ARPGs coming out in the spring season. So streaming wise, I'll be around. These are gloves. Like I have an eye on a lot of content coming out in the coming months. March, April, and I believe some part of May is going to be really, really good. Just for overall content. Which I'm excited about. Let's see. I could probably go there and reveal more. Excuse me. Holy, he almost cooked me again. A shock? Oh, we'll fight him here. I don't think we'll get anything better than what we have there. So 20% chance to shock on hit. So that can be decent for a shock build. Oh! Normally I would do the woven stuff, but at this moment I'm not really too focused on that. I want to just get through maps. I want to try and get to empowered as quickly as I can. Oh, wow. Grasp of the Blood Mage. Oh, here we go. 12 Weaver's Will on this. Not bad. The other one I'll leave because I already have one. Perfect. We're out. We're schmoving. Okay, so we're gonna expand this. Low key, I might go for a walk. I'm not gonna lie. The sun is like really bright today. Like here in Japan right now, it is honestly like spring. And I feel like I should go outside and at least get some of that fresh air before the sun goes down. I'll go for a nice walk and just breathe in that good clean air. Do it? Yeah, I'm definitely gonna do it. I want to make sure I get my usual exercise in. But I love going for walks, especially when the weather is nice like this. Even if the weather is like somewhat mediocre, I'll still go for a walk. But this sun is out like really bright right now, so I want to make sure I get the most out of that before it all goes down. Because like I said, I'll be back here. It's not like I'm going anywhere. The stream's not gonna go anywhere. I'll still be here. We'll definitely be back in full swing in March. So it's not like I'm it's not like I'm leaving everything behind. One day to enjoy this beautiful sun right now with this spring weather, because it's like in my room the current temperature is 19. And usually during the month of February, it's around like 10 or even lower in the single digits. So right now, if it's 19 in my room, then it's probably 20 plus outside, which is really nice. That's like literally just sweater weather, not even a jacket. I can wear like a windbreaker outside and I'll be all right. So I wanna soak that in. The one thing that I will always say is that video games will always be around, but your well-being, your health, God only gave us this one body, you know? So we might as well use our body to the best that we can. 'Cause if this body ain't working, we ain't gaming. That's all I gotta say. Okay, we're out of here. Alright, so let's see. Map-wise, how much did we actually progress? We really did pretty good. I mean, we got through quite a bit, and we're going to have to get through more. We're going to do this soon. We should be alright. So, yeah. I'm going to call it. I know, again, this is not a long stream. I'm going to get back into my rhythm with my 3-4 hour streams or more later. That'll happen probably Wednesday or Thursday of next week. That's when I'll be streaming next. That's my usual schedule. So look forward to that. And again, it'll be at my usual time, like around 5 a.m. Not 5 a.m. Around 5 to 6 p.m. My time, JST. So it won't be this unusual time. It won't be like 3 in the afternoon. Because that's a bit too much for EU and even people in the West. So in any case, thank you guys for stopping by. I know it's been, again, a short one, but sweet nonetheless. It was good to catch up with PPG again. And Cake, always good to see you. And I'm glad that you're enjoying Marathon. Always love to hear your thoughts on your respective games and your love for them. So always good to hear from you, man. Hope to see you more in the streams. Granted, you can wake up for them. But for everyone else who came through and who's lurking and enjoyed the stream today, thank you. Appreciate you. Apologies for the earlier lag and whatnot. But those who stuck through it, thank you so much. YouTube, thank you as well. As always, new warriors, thank you. Stay strong, keep fighting, and may the force be with you all always. God bless. Take care, and catch you later as well. Later.